When an anime character has been built up the entire series with his eyes closed, and then he finally opens his eyes on the last scene, on the second to last episode before we get to the final episode of the series, you know shit is about to go down. Because Matoba's plan was revealed. The beginning part of this episode, the entire tone of this series, or this episode, took a complete just 180, complete flip. Because it was coming. We already knew this entire little plot progression was coming. I mean, I've been stating it in almost every single review. Now, we know there's a lot more moral and roles going on behind the Japanese government, so it's really obvious there's a lot of foreshadowing. I mean, a lot building up to this point. But the way they revealed it, the way I actually felt the tone change, the serious tone, I was really taken back by the tone because it was just so different when I've gotten used to an Outbreak company. And that title drop, finding out that we know exactly why the title of the series now is called Outbreak Company, really got me. Because basically, since they're trying to make the otaku epidemic or culture spread in Eldiant, it goes to show that basically it's Outbreak because otaku culture is spreading like wildfire. And I was like, holy crap, that title drop. Now it makes so much sense. And Matoba, the way his eyes at the end, the bloodshot eyes, and just the way he looked was creepy. I mean, really creepy vibes. I was like, Shinichi, you're dead. This is the first thought that popped in my mind. Pretty much, Shinichi, go against your government. Fight the power! Fight the power! I don't know if you understood that reference, but if you understood that reference, 10 internet cookies for you. But still, I have to say, I really love this episode. It did a good job. It managed to keep comedy, managed to actually keep the normal feels what we gotten used to with Outbreak Company, but the way they added in that tension and the suspense with the freaking Matoba revealing his true plot of basically trying to take over the entire country of Eldiant with just culture invasion, that was really interesting. I have to say, I really love the gist of that, and they did a great job of being able to put that into the plot where it didn't feel forced. The plot didn't feel forced at all. It was a really good summary of what was really going on, and the way they've slowly added in, slowly with each building episode for the past 11 episodes, they did a great job with it after introducing it this episode. Shinichi, you're freaking dead, man. If I didn't know that this was like an ecchi harem type fan service anime with some really good plot, I would say you're most likely freaking screwed if this was a serious anime 24 or freaking 7 of every different episode of Outbreak Company, because that's what I would think, just because of the death stare. The death stare at the freaking end of this episode was whoa. Now, Mislu goes to show she's the best girl of this series, just because how she's sitting there making more food for Shinichi being down, laying in his room, being basically another shut-in, and I love it how she's literally just making so much food, she's like, oosh, and just putting more food on the freaking table. And, you know, I came to think about something really logical. I don't know if a lot of you have actually realized it or not, but ever since, I guess, Mislu has actually came from Japan, back from again, I noticed that all she's been making is omelets. Has anyone else noticed that? I mean, that's all I know she's been able to make recently. She's always putting faces with ketchup and stuff on it and omelets. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's other scenes I may have not been paying attention really well, but I'm starting to think like that's exactly what. And I also got some yandere tendency vibes from Mislu again in this episode, because the way she's going all, like, constantly making food over and over, getting outside Shinichi's door, and doing ish and all that, and then doing it, making some more food, I was like, okay, it's kind of creepy. But still, all in all, this episode was good, and I love the entire way of how Shinichi just twists the entire government conversation right at the end, and it was to be expected. I saw that one coming, but finding out and telling the Eldians and basically Petra to make their own manga, anime culture, and otaku culture in their country instead of relying on the Japanese government was a really good plot twist. It was good, introduced well. It was a really understandable statement of what was really going to happen, and I mean, that would probably have happened eventually to begin with without Shinichi's help, since we already saw a lot of citizens of the place already start to translate light novels and want to write their own. So it's to be expected that would eventually have happened, but Shinichi basically sped up the progress a lot more, where Japanese government would not control the entire empire really quickly. The overall rating of this series went completely up, in my opinion, just because of this episode, the way they managed to integrate the plot finally. And it's going to be upsetting, because next episode is going to be the final episode, and judging by how track records of harem fan service with multiple different, main female characters we most likely get with our main character, I want to say the ending of the next episode is going to be terrible. I'm just going to state that right now. But who knows? I have hope, and I'm willing to bet they might be able to shock me, or they might at least say there could be a season 2. I have no clue. But all in all, Outbreak Company, looking at his back in the series just on this episode alone, I have to say I've had a great ride. It's completely shocked me with how it has been, to be honest. I didn't expect the series to be this good all around. And it's definitely in my top 5 of anime of fall 2013, just because of how the series has just shocked me completely. Well, everybody, this is going to be the end of my anime review of Outbreak Company this week. If you want to see any more anime reviews on this anime or any other anime or manga, please leave me a comment below this video. And if you enjoyed my video content, please subscribe to my channel. Click that little box up above me that has my face on it. Everybody, yeah, wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please stay safe. Chibi out.